Down rain here in Yarmouth Dennis, but we are going to play a baseball game. Thank you once again for tuning in here as the Harwich Mariners hit the road to attempt to play one of, in theory, two baseball games against the YD Red Sox. I'm Tyler Henry, joined as always by Colin Casey. And Colin, as we sit here tucked under our umbrellas that we went out and bought for this season, it's going to be an interesting day, as again, they're going to try to get a couple of games in, but rain percentages above 70% here at YD, and it's not looking like that's going to be changing anytime soon. It is supposed to continue raining until 4 o'clock this morning. So, yeah, we're, we're here. We're going to try to get a game in, and out there on the bump making his Mariners debut today, at least, will be Caden O'Brien. On the other side of things, they will be facing off against an Arizona State product in Brady Corrigan.
Yeah, obviously not an ideal day weather-wise, but as far as things look right now, we're at least going to start this game. We'll see how far things will go if the field will be able to hold up. But right now it's some moderate rain here at Dennis Yarmouth High School, and we'll have to see if we can get the full 7 in this one, and I think that's just the goal here right now. But obviously, things not looking too good with the way the rain's coming down.
And in case you're wondering, you don't actually have to get the full 7 in. You just have to get through 4 in the doubleheader, as obviously it is a 7-inning game. This game is actually a makeup for one that was missed earlier this season, as Harwich was supposed to go to YD earlier last week, but was unable to do so. So here they are, and we're going to get started. Let's get some lineups really quickly, starting with the Harwich Mariners, who will look like this. Making his leadoff debut today will be Jacob Hurtubise in center field, Joey Weimer in left, Daniel Cabrera in right, Nico Cavadas at first, Christian Fedko at second, Mike Ludwig at DH, Pat Winkle catching today, Cam Thompson at third, and Hal Hughes at shortstop. So that's your starting lineup for the Harwich Mariners. Again, out there on the bump for the YD Red Sox will be Brady Corrigan. And the big righty from the windup. First pitch he throws to Hurtubise is going to be just outside for ball 1.
Hurtubise with a steal in his debut against Hyannis. Ended up coming around to score the only run in that game for the Harwich Mariners.
He's got some mad wheels, we know that. Second pitch he sees is going to miss high and inside, and should be a 2-0 count here. Scoreboard showing 1-0, but here is... we are playing some baseball at Red Wilson Field. Rain continuing just to pelt the infield. Squaring around to bunt and fouling it off is Hurtubise, and he'll get himself into a 2-1 count here.
No, he actually was able to pull back just in time, so it's going to be a 3-0 count.
So missing it off the catcher's glove. The way that went back to the backstop, I thought maybe he'd gotten a hit on it. So it's a 3-0 count. Here comes Corrigan with the 3-0, and that one will miss up. It's a 4-pitch walk to start the day to the speedster in Jacob Hurtubise, and that's a lot of speed to be putting on first base for free.
Yeah, I mean, right at the top of this lineup in general, you got Hurtubise now on first, and then another fast player, another fast outfielder, and Joey Weimer batting second. So definitely not the guy you want to put on base to start the game.
Yep, Joey Weimer, of course, coming into this game hitting over 300. He's hitting 328. And it's been one heck of a season for Joey Weimer. Signed on a temp contract from Cincinnati, but he has been tearing it up and more than likely has earned a full-time spot on this roster. First pitch he sees is going to be a breaking ball that just gets into the zone. The first strike thrown by Corrigan today. Weimer has 5 stolen bases on the season. The guy that might be able to catch up is standing on first, and Jacob Hurtubise. Pretty standard lead for him. Corrigan working now out of the stretch. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That'll miss high and inside to even the count at 1-1.
Yeah, and you can see that it's possible that for Corrigan, not expecting to start might be taking its toll early. He's not really following through on his pitches. He's missing a lot of them upstairs.
Well, and that was true of both starting pitchers, as this one is going to get in there for a strike to make it a 1-2 count on Weimer. Originally slated to start for Harwich was Buddy Hayward. Caden O'Brien will make his debut instead. And on the other side, it was going to be Jack Leftwich to start game 1, but they pull him in favor of Brady Corrigan. Both teams kind of acknowledging that they're only going to get one game in at the most. Here comes the pitch. That will be weakly grounded foul by Weimer down the first base line. So the count stays 1-2. Harwich coming off of a doubleheader just 1 day ago against, or 2 days ago, I should say. at Hyannis. They were able to split, but in the process handed Hyannis their first victory of the season. Weimer hitting .348 this season. 1 home run for him already, 9 strikeouts to just 4 walks, and he is going to take one that will miss. Hurtubise rounds second. He's in there safely.
And Hurtubise took a pretty wide turn after getting to second. I mean, he was about a third of the way down the line. He was almost ready to take off to third. Really showing off that speed in his first couple of appearances with the Harwich Mariners.
Absolutely. So a runner in scoring position here with nobody out, a situation that the Mariners found themselves in a couple of times yesterday. In Game 1, they were able to cash in as they beat the Harbor Hawks 7-2. In Game 2, they lost 7-2. So the Mariners coming into this game at 500. YD coming in at 6-4-1. Big swing and a miss, and Joey Weimer is down on strikes.
Yeah, it looked like he might have been sitting off speed on that pitch. Instead, he got a fastball, and he was well behind that payoff pitch.
So this will bring up Daniel Cabrera, who had maybe the best Harwich Mariners debut we've seen anybody have, as he was able to tally 4 RBIs in one game. That 4 RBI total, by the way, as a total on the season, leads the team.
Yeah, pretty much the best single game performance by anybody this year.
So Cabrera will dig in, runner in scoring position, 1 away. Brady Corrigan out there on the bump, trying to work out of some trouble here. Here comes the pitch, and the first one he sees is a backdoor curveball that just misses the zone, trying to keep Cabrera outside, and the count is 1-0.
It's 1-0.
So Corrigan will check the runner back to second. Corrigan ready to go from the stretch. And this one will be hit high in the air. Tracking it back is Sweet, and he will squeeze it for out number 1, or 2.
Yeah, not exactly the best of contact on that swing, and so with the leadoff man on at second base with nobody out, now all of a sudden things start to look kind of bleak in this top of the first half of the inning.
So that'll bring Nico Cavadas up to hit, one of the hottest hitters in recent memory. A slow start to his season, but really able to turn it on here in recent times. Reached base in 7 out of 7 at-bats before finally not picking one up, and he's ready to go. First pitch he sees will be skied high in the air and back behind the screen. It's foul away. So it'll be an 0-1 count here on Nico Cavadas. Again, tearing it up here in these last couple of games, just finding his way on base one way or another. And he will watch a fastball inside, count to 0-2.
Yeah, it looks like Corrigan's really finding a rhythm after that leadoff walk. Starting to really command his fastball a lot better.
Already 6 RBIs on the season for Nico Cavadas. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Corrigan gets him on strike. So Mariners able to get a runner on scoring position with nobody away, but can't bring him across the score. We head to the home half of the second. Still knotted up at 0 here on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Okay, thank you. Yeah, here. Okay, thanks. I'll open this up. What? Yeah. That's why we tried to cram it all in, but here. You can take that back. I'll put this inside. Yeah. Okay. Do we have another one or try to slide this underneath? There's not a whole lot we're going to be able to do about that. Yeah. Thanks. Whoop.
Yeah, it's Caden O'Brien.
Yep.
Leading off for the Red Sox, the left fielder from the University of South Carolina, number 14, Noah.
I don't think. I mean, maybe for that, but yeah, if you don't mind. So back to baseball here from Red Wilson Field. Tyler Henry alongside Colin Casey. Trying to get through a ball game, and the first pitch that Caden O'Brien throws is actually going to come in and hit the batter. So O'Brien making his debut here, and he will put Noah Campbell on first. And that'll bring up Andrew Eister. Eister, a big righty. Big lefty, I should say, standing in the righty, standing in the left-handed batter's box. This is in for a strike from Caden O'Brien. So Caden O'Brien from North Carolina. Take a look at his 2019 body of work, as this one will miss high and outside. Back in 2019, through 30 innings pitched, limited action for him, 2 saves, a 4.1 ERA, 27 strikeouts to just 21 walks. Here he's put the leadoff man on base as rain continues to come down here at Wide East Field, and this one will be a breaking ball that'll get in there for strike 1. Strike 2.
Yeah, no hits for either team so far. A couple of base runners via a hit by a pitch and a walk for Harwich. So might not be one of those games where there's a lot of offense.
So here comes the 1-2 pitch. That'll miss down in the dirt. Good job of blocking it by Pat Winkle, and the count is even at 2-2. Yeah, and I mean, ideally, just trying to get through the first 4 innings of this game so that it can go official. Rain really showing no signs of letting up. Here comes the 2-2. Runner takes off. Winkle will throw down to second, and that won't be in time. So in there ahead by about half a step is Noah Campbell. And the same situation the Mariners found themselves in early on in this one. It'll be a runner in scoring position here with nobody out.
And this is going to be a big pitch for O'Brien with a 3-2 count. If he's able to get the strikeout, the narrative of the entire inning completely changes.
Caden O'Brien, fastball changeup. He's working on a curveball and a cutter, really trying to develop those 2 pitches here in the Cape Cod Baseball League this summer. He will step off the bump. Facing off against Andrew Eister right now. Eister's had a pretty good season for YD this year. One of the most potent offenses in the league, as this one on a little check swing will be fouled down near first base. For Eister this year, hitting .462 coming into this game. Noah Campbell, who stands on first, is hitting a cool .500 through 7 complete games played. So it's the team with the best pitching staff in the league so far against the team with arguably the most potent offense. And under normal conditions, this could turn into a couple of fascinating games, but it may be one quick shortened one. Here comes the 3-2. That one's going to be taken to the right side, but coming in to make the play and throwing it on to first is Christian Fedko to put it away for out number 1. Noah Campbell moves up to third.
Yeah, so here comes a huge at-bat for the YD Red Sox early, and it's a pretty good batter for them in Austin Wells.
Yep, Austin Wells, another guy that's been tearing it up for them on the young season. So he will face off here against Caden O'Brien in his Mariners debut. Wells hitting .265, but 20 total bases for him so far this season. He'll wave at the first pitch and off speed outside for strike 1.
Infield staying back here, so they're looking just to get the out at first, no matter the runner's breaking for the plate.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, keeping it off speed and low is O'Brien. Mariners out there in their typical road blues, gray pants, red and blue socks, blue jerseys with red letters trimmed in white. YD in their home whites, red letters trimmed in black as this one is fouled away. Seems more like a typical season in most other levels so far this year, as we've had long road stands and then long home stands. Mariners able to play a couple of games at home, normally alternating back and forth, as this one, a high fastball, will miss out of the zone. But here in recent weeks, the rain has kind of canceled every other game, and it's allowed the Mariners to have a long home stretch. Finally hitting the road to play the Harbor Hawks a couple days ago, as this one is going to be taken into right field, and that will be in for a knock. Coming in to score is Noah Campbell, and it's an early 1-0 lead for the Red Sox.
And Austin Wells continues his phenomenal start to the season. He's up there, the league lead in home runs, tied for third. So a lot of offense up and down this YD Red Sox lineup, and we're seeing it early here in the first inning.
And that'll bring Riley King to the plate. King, another guy hitting well above 400, 462. Though for King, that comes in only 4 games as opposed to 8 to 10 for the other guys. So here comes the first pitch from O'Brien to King. That'll miss upstairs. And the count is 1-0. Runner on first, still one away. It's a 1-0 lead for the Red Sox. This one will be fouled away. So getting out ahead of Riley King here. Be a 1-1 count from Caden O'Brien. O'Brien spent last summer with the Holly Springs Salamanders in the Coastal Plains League. Had a couple of pretty clutch performances last year. Sent his team to the College World Series with a win over Stetson, and then got a victory over Oregon State in 2018. So this one's fouled away. Of course, that Oregon State team would go on to win the College World Series just a season ago. The Beavers adding another trophy to the trophy case. O'Brien from the stretch comes set. Here comes the 1-2. That one's going to be swung on and taken to third. Picked up. They'll go the short way for 1. Across for 2. Not in time. So they go awfully close, but Christian Fedko's return throw to first is not quite in time to catch Riley King. But they get the lead runner here, 2 away.
Yeah, the ball wasn't hit as sharply as it would have been needed to make the play over at third. Thompson with a solid throw to first, but just too much speed coming down the first baseline.
So coming in now will be Jack Wold. Wold, a big lefty. Still a runner at first, now 2 away, and O'Brien's pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Swinging at that one is Jack Wold. Wold this year also hitting .313. 9 different guys on the roster hitting above 300 this season.
Yeah, Wold has actually probably been one of the hottest hitters for YD lately. He's played in most of the games this year, and his average is really up there. Low 300s, that pitch is fouled off.
Yep, the 0-2 sent well out of play. So again, just top to bottom, this offense is absolutely ridiculous for the YD Red Sox. It's been the pitching that's kind of let him up a little bit. Here comes the 0-2. That one swung on, hit sharply, but right at Nico Cavadas, who will step on first himself, and the inning is over. But not before the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead. They are up as we head to the second inning. All that and more coming up right after this. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Radio Network.
Organization would like to shout out a special thank off the second inning for Harwich. The second baseman from the
Back here for another inning.
Connecticut.
Harwich will come back to the bats, and they trail at 1-0. It'll be Christian Fedko coming up to the plate. Second baseman was one of the hottest hitters coming into the doubleheader against the Harbor Hawks of Hyannis. Seems like the entire team is starting to hit here at the right time in the season. A little bit of a slow start, but since then, they have really been sprinting out of the gates as the first pitch that Fedko sees is a fastball called for a strike high and inside.
Yeah, and if you're just kind of tuning into Mariners broadcast for the first time, one of the better stories this season has been Christian Fedko. I mean, he came onto the roster towards the bottom of the order, and now he's become a real staple in this offense.
So he will send this one into right field, and that's going to get down. A little bloop single for Christian Fedko into right field. So for the second inning in a row here, the Mariners have a runner on base with nobody out.
And there you have it right there. Great opposite field hitting. Something you really need to flourish in this Cape League is to be able to hit the ball the other way. And it's a leadoff single for Fedko in the first hit of the game for the Harwich Mariners.
So that'll bring up Mike Ludwig. Another guy who is finding himself here in the middle part of the order today. Ludwig hitting .308 so far this season. He has been awfully clutch, part of the reason he's left in the lineup. And here he'll take one into deep left center field, chasing it back and unable to make the catch is Campbell. That'll roll up against the fence. They will hold Fedko at third, and it's going to be a stand-up double for Mike Ludwig.
Yep, more opposite field hitting right on cue. Ball was misread a little bit off the bat down the left field line by Campbell, and that half a second of hesitation by him allowed the ball to drop. So Ludwig, after having a long stretch where he was kind of struggling seeing the ball, has had a couple of doubles in the last 3 games.
Well, you were talking about one of the better storylines being Christian Fedko from UConn. Here comes his teammate in Pat Winkle. Today's starting catcher. 2 in scoring position here, nobody out. Mariners with a golden opportunity to score here on a rainy afternoon at YD. Winkle digs in from the left-handed batter's box. First pitch he sees is off speed and not quite in there from Brady Corrigan. Corrigan typically used as a reliever at Arizona State, but like many guys, may be called on to be a starter next year. It's obviously one of the biggest names, Alec Marsh, being drafted by the Kansas City Royals in the 3rd round. He will lace this one into left, and that'll get down. That should score a run. Fedko's coming in to score, and there won't even be a throw. It's an RBI single for Pat Winkle.
And that's 3 straight balls hit the other way by Mariners hitters. They're doing a great job of exploiting that outside part of the plate, going with the pitch. And that's the second one that has fallen in front of an outfielder. So not exactly cranking the ball, but just well-placed hits, and that has tied the game here in the top of the second.
Yep, it's tied the game for Cam Thompson, who steps to the dish from the left side. He's been hitting a lot better as of late. At one point earlier this season, Cam Thompson was hitting .093. So it was a tough start for him, but he has bounced back. He's already back up to 270. And he will take this one into the hole. That one will get by the outstretched glove of King at third. Another run comes across, and it's a 2-1 lead for the Harwich Mariners.
How about 4 straight hits to kick off the inning? Mariners not going away empty-handed here.
From Louisiana State University.
So it'll be runners at first and second now. So Christian Fedko's coming to score. Ludwig is coming to score. Pat Winkle at second. Cam Thompson currently in there at first. And it'll be Hal Hughes coming up to the dish. The shortstop hitting in the 9 hole. One of the smoother defenders on this team. It's a really solid infield defensively all around. But Hughes right now trying to get things going with the bat. Picked up his first hit yesterday. We'll watch a first pitch miss high.
Yeah, Hughes has shown off his defensive ability in his first couple of games with Harwich, but still trying to figure things out at the plate. But what better than an opportunity here to extend your team's lead with 2 on and nobody out?
On pretty limited opportunities through only 6 at bats. Officially, this will be his 7th as he'll watch this one low and outside, but he has reached on 1 walk. Take a look at what he did last year. Not amazing, but last summer, an incredible season for him as he was with the Rockford Rivets in the Northwoods League, put together a 281 average on the season, 15 RBIs, 7 stolen bases as well. So a lot of speed here in the 9 hole, and he'll foul this one back to the screen to make it a 2-1 count.
And Mariners hitters being aggressive as well. There was the leadoff walk by Hurtubise back in the first, but here in the second, they've just come out swinging, looking for their pitches to hit. So far, they've done a great job of it with 4 straight to lead off the second inning.
Brady Corrigan from the stretch, still nobody out, and he will miss this one high up around eye level for Hal Hughes. It's a 3-1 count now. Top of the order looming on deck as Jacob Hurtubise standing in the on-deck circle as rain continues to come down here on Red Wilson Field. Brady Corrigan trying to pitch out of a little bit of trouble. He entered the inning with a 1-0 lead. Right now he has a 1-run deficit. Here comes the 3-1 pitch, and that's going to be waved at and swung through there from Hal Hughes, keeping that one down and away.
Be interesting to see how this rain impacts the other 4 games on slate tonight. The first one not even starting till 5, so could be another washout for the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Certainly could. Full count, Corrigan ready from the stretch, checks the runner back to second, the payoff pitch, and that one will be missed badly outside. It's going to be a walk to Hal Hughes, and with nobody out, the bases are loaded for Jacob Hurtubise.
And it's definitely not the ideal pitching situation this afternoon with the rain coming down. I'm sure the ball is just so hard to control. And so you either have to just fight through it and throw with your normal speed, or else sacrifice velocity and end up giving Harwich Mariners hitters better pitches to hit.
Hurtubise has a big opportunity coming up here, as now there will be a visit to the mound. Nobody coming out of the dugout, but everybody, the whole infield coming in, wanting to calm Brady Corrigan down a little bit. And again, I mean, you mentioned not projected to pitch at the beginning of this game. Originally, for the YD Red Sox, they were going to throw Jack Leftwich, but everyone kind of looked at the radar, decided we were only going to get through 1 game, if that, and switched it up as Harwich went with Caden O'Brien. And going with Brady Corrigan were the Red Sox. And now Scott Pickler will come out and have a word with his guy. So the second meeting at the mound, if you will, back-to-back here. But this time featuring a coach, and we'll see whether that is the end of Corrigan's outing. It will be. So we'll step away. When we come back, have a look at the new pitcher into the game. All that and more around the corner. Mariners lead it 2-1 with the bases loaded. Nobody out here on the Mariners Radio Network. Rain continuing to come down, and a pitching change being made here for the YD Red Sox. It will be Adam Jeanette making his debut here in YD, and Jeanette, originally a guy that was going to come and play for the Mariners this season, but due to roster constrictions and other circumstances, he was unable to. So now pitching with the YD Red Sox, one of a few guys that we've seen do that, one of which went to Hyannis, and Jeanette here heading to the YD Red Sox, Colin.
Yeah, he's got a big opportunity to kind of perform well against his former team, per se. So I wonder if maybe he'll use that as incentive for trying to have a good outing here. But he's not exactly entering in the greatest of situations. The bases loaded, nobody out. The hardest situation any reliever can come in against.
So Jeanette out of a small college, Mercyhurst University, and the first guy he will face off against will be for the top of the order. It'll be Jacob Hurtubise. Hurtubise reached on a walk back in the first. Was able to move up on a wild pitch, but couldn't come across the score. Mariners with a golden opportunity here, a 2-1 lead. Bases are loaded, nobody out. Adam Jeanette comes set from the stretch. Here's the first pitch, and that will be, it's going to miss high and away to Hurtubise.
And to make matters worse, not only the bases loaded, nobody out, he's got the top of the order to deal with.
Yep, standing on deck, the ever-dangerous Joey Weimer hitting well above 300 this year. But he's got to get through Hurtubise first, and this one's going to miss high and away again. You wonder how tough it is to get a good grip on that baseball. As the rain's still coming down here. And again, this is not scheduled to stop coming down until about 4 a.m. this morning. Or tomorrow morning, I should say. Coming down pretty steady. Not exactly a downpour right now, but certainly not misting either.
We'll see how that affects base runners as well, along with pitching, trying to stay on their feet as they round the bases hard.
2-0. That one will just catch the letters, and it's a 2-1 count.
It is looking like we're going to get a good stretch of weather this upcoming week, and boy, is that much needed here to get some more baseball in over the next week or so after the ridiculous amount of rainouts we've had in the first 2 weeks of the season.
It's been a tough 10-day stretch. Here comes the 2-1. And that one will miss outside, so it's a 3-1 count here on Jacob Hurtubise. The other thing you got to think about in this situation, the worst thing you can have is double play ball, but Hurtubise is going to be one of the tougher guys to double up at first with his speed down the line. So Jeanette ready here, 3-1 count, bases loaded. Here it is. And that one's going to be chopped by third. Hurtubise to third. Step on third across the diamond. Not in. Wow, they're going to call him out.
Whoa.
They're going to say they doubled up Jacob Hurtubise. We've got a pretty good view of this down the line. It really looked like he got there in time, but either way, the run will come across to score. I thought he was safe, Colin.
Yeah, that makes two of us. I mean, it looked like the throw was well late. I thought he got there by at least half a step. First base umpire says otherwise, so it's a much-needed double play for Jeanette, but a run does score. So the Mariners now with a 2-run advantage here in the top of the second.
So Winkle comes across the score. Cam Thompson is the force out at third. Hughes moves up to second. So it's a runner on second here with 2 away for Joey Weimer. The first pitch he sees is in there for a called strike. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. Hurtubise has some insane speed down the line. And it looked like he was in there by a good step, but called out, and that's the second out of the inning. Weimer trying to make the most of it here. Here comes the pitch from Jeanette. That's going to miss up and in. So it's a 1-1 count here. Righty on righty right now. The run coming across the score will be charged to Brady Corrigan. So no damage done to Jeanette's record so far. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and that one is going to come in and hit Joey Weimer. So he takes his base, and now it'll be first and second with 2 away for Daniel Cabrera.
Yeah, that's the second hit batter we've seen in just an inning and a half, and I'm sure a lot of that has to do with the inability to control off-speed pitches in this weather. When you're trying to snap your wrist on the mound on a breaking ball, a curveball or a slider, that can be really, really tough to control when the ball is as saturated as it is this afternoon.
Absolutely. So coming up now will be Daniel Cabrera. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to short his first time up. He'll be looking to drive in a few runs here with 2 away. First pitch he sees is a fastball inside, and that'll catch the inner half for strike 1. Cabrera last season hit .286, 12 home runs, and just shy of 50 RBIs. And fortunate to have him here as he spent last summer with Team USA. Here comes the pitch. That one will be chopped back up to the pitcher. It'll be picked up by Jeanette. Throw to first is in time for out number 3. So the Mariners able to score 3 and reclaim the lead. We head to the home half of the second right after this. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Radio Network. Back to baseball here as we head to the home half of the second inning. Rain still coming down at Red Wilson Field, and a new pitcher coming into the game here for the Mariners. It will be Connor McCullough. So a quick little 1-inning bout for Caden O'Brien, and now they will turn to the righty out of Kansas State. McCullough so far this season has put together a pretty impressive resume of his own. So far 2 appearances for him, 4 innings pitched. He's given up just the 1 run, so a 2.25 ERA, 6 strikeouts to only 2 walks. And a guy that only throws 2 pitches, fastball splitter. That splitter very deadly to a hitter, dropping off near the last possible second. So coming up to bat here will be Jake Palmer. Palmer's first pitch he sees will be fouled away, back into the crowd near the bullpen down the side. So it's no 1 count here.
Starting to see a little bit of water pooling on the third baseline.
Called strike into Palmer. Yeah, it's been raining ever since first pitch. Gotta wonder how much longer the field can take this, but for the time being, it's kind of a race to 4 innings. If they can get to that, it'll be an official game no matter what. Here comes the pitch. That'll miss high, and it's a 1-2 count here on Palmer.
And I'd say another factor for pitchers in this one also might be the cold weather, because it is a little bit chilly on the chillier side with this wind. You wonder if maybe their hands are starting to get a little cold and having even more trouble gripping the baseball.
Certainly could be, as McCullough grooves a fastball that just narrowly misses low. So it'll be a 2-2 count here. Palmer, one of the few guys not tearing it up, hitting just 182, but when that's arguably the worst guy in the lineup, that's not too bad. Here comes the 2-2 from McCullough, and that'll just barely miss outside. So McCullough painting the corners right now, but not getting any favors.
Some good patience here from Palmer as well, laying off these close pitches.
Thunderclaps behind us. It'll be a full count here for the leadoff man of the inning, Jake Palmer. And here comes the payoff pitch. That one is going to be skied into foul territory. Chasing it is Joey Weimer, and he'll squeeze it for out number 1.
Yeah, good job by McCullough, just kind of not letting anything go over the middle of the plate, staying on the inside and outside half. That time he got Palmer jammed. It's a routine fly ball in foul territory for Joey Weimer.
So that'll bring up Gavin Dugas as we work our way through the Red Sox order for the first time today. First pitch Dugas sees will miss the zone. Count is 1-0 here. Dugas this year still looking for his first hit. Only 2 games played for him, and he will foul this one away. So McCullough trying to get out number 2. Dugas looking to make some noise here for the first time this year. Here comes the pitch, and that'll miss outside. Another fastball to bring it to 2-1 here. McCullough taking his time, working out of the windup. Here comes the 2-1. That one will be fouled away once again. Dugas fighting off a couple of pitches here. The count is even at 2-2.
And McCullough just kind of doing a nice job attacking batters when it's the right time and trying to get him to chase at the right times as well. As right there he was looking for the batter to chase.
Yep, tried to get him with that splitter, but it misses low, and now he's filled the count up on Gavin Dugas. A couple of long at-bats here in the early parts of this one. Here comes the 3-2. That one will be fouled off the foot of Gavin Dugas. He tries to shake that off.
Yeah, it looks like it glanced off the ankle. And from experience, those can never feel good as a batter.
And again, Dugas shaking this off just extends this game. It's turned into a very long inning and a third. And now time is called. Dugas will step out. He's back in the box, ready to go. Payoff pitch on its way from McCullough. And that one will be fouled away once again. So another long AB here. As Gavin Dugas keeps the count full.
Yeah, despite the rain, still a pretty good turnout here at Red Wilson Field.
Here's the 3-2. That one will be taken into the gap. Actually, how Hughes will glove it. What a stop there by Hughes, but unable to come up and make a play. So it's going to be an infield single for Gavin Dugas. More impressive defense over there at shortstop.
Yeah, I was hitting a spot where, even though Hughes was able to get there, he wasn't in any position to make a clean throw over to first. So he'll just hang on to it, and so it'll be a 1-out base runner now for the YD Red Sox, and the tying run coming to the plate.
Yep. Tying run represented by Sam Hall. Comes into this one hitting 200. Another righty in the lineup to face the righty in McCullough. Runner on first, 1 away here in the home half of the second. It's a 3-1 Harwich lead, and the first pitch that Hall sees will be fouled away back to the screen for strike 1. Backstop conditions, all chain link fence. So that's going to deaden any ball that gets back behind the catcher. Should allow the runner to move up 90 feet no matter where he's at. Quick throw over to first, not in time. But a good move there by Connor McCullough.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's a pretty lengthy lead for Dugas over at first. But step and a dive gets him back just in time.
Sam Hall digging in. Here comes the pitch. It's the splitter, and that'll just catch the outer half. So it's an 0-2 count here.
The wind really starting to pick up now.
McCullough sets. The 0-2 is on its way, and it'll be fouled back again. So McCullough, a guy generally pretty good at striking people out, but just unable to seal the deal here through the first couple of hitters. Another quick move over to first, not in time, just trying to keep the runner close. Gavin Dugas has been a little bit more cautious with that lead over at first. Here comes the 0-2. And there it is, strike 3 called, and heading back to the dugout will be Sam Hall.
Yeah, and McCullough just froze him with that front door breaking ball. He definitely wasn't expecting that pitch in that location. And so there's a big out number 2, and it'll be up to The ASU product Drew Swift to keep things alive in the bottom of the second for YD.
Yep, Swift will dig in from the right-hand side. Another ASU Sun Devil. And a guy that put together a pretty impressive season last year. Part of a lineup that just absolutely tore through opposing pitching. Maybe one of the most potent offenses in all of college baseball. First pitch he sees is a fastball that'll miss low and away. And the count is 1-0 here. Gavin Dugas still stands on first. Drew Swift now represents the tying run here. Mariners up by 2 in the home half of the second. This one will be taken sharply and just past the outstretched glove of Cam Thompson. Runner's trying to get to third. Throw is going to be there a mile ahead of time, and he's out. So how about that for a cover play? Hal Hughes going over to third base. He's able to get in position. And a terrible base running mistake by Gavin Dugas, who thought the base was going to be uncovered, is thrown out easily.
And credit to Cam Thompson over at third base, able to dig that ball out. It was a one-hopper by Weimer to the bag. Thompson doing a great job of gloving it and making a great tag to get the runner out and retire the side.
So we'll head and take a break here. We go to the third inning. Still a 3-1 lead for the Mariners. When we come back, you're listening to Harwich Baseball on the Mariners Radio Network. We head now to the third inning. Harwich will come back up to bat, and they will take one of the most potent parts of the lineup up to try to score a few more here. It'll be Nico Cavadas, Christian Fedko, and Mike Ludwig. Colin, the offense really coming alive here in the last couple of games. Part of the reason why Harwich has been able to win 3 of their last 4.
Yeah, and seeing some of the same here after 4 consecutive hits to lead off the second inning. Resulted in 3 runs, I should say, as the Mariners, after trailing through 1, able to win inning number 2, put up 3, and now they'll look to extend that lead in the third. And once again, this abbreviated 7-inning game as scheduled to be a doubleheader. Not sure if we'll be able to complete that given the weather conditions here at Red Wilson Field.
Well, the magic number is 4, and as long as they can get through 2 more innings here, this game will go official. But a ways to go. We're only halfway there. They could try to go longer, but the big concern is just the field. As rain continues to come down, field conditions get less and less playable as every minute goes on. Nico Cavadas will stand in. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. But one of the guys that has been absolutely on fire through the past 4 games. Here comes the first pitch, and that one will just get in there for strike 1. Thrown by Adam Jeanette, who got out of some trouble, all things considered. Very fortunate for the YD Red Sox that they only gave up the 3 runs.
Yeah, and it was Jeanette who only gave up 1 after coming into the game on that double play ball.
The 0-1, that'll miss low and inside, and the count is even at 1 apiece. Yeah, the double play that they got Jacob Hurtubise very close over at first to ground into, and then after Joey Weimer was hit by a pitch, Daniel Cabrera grounded out. So Jeanette out here for another inning of work. Here comes the 1-1. That one will be swung on and fouled back by Fedko. And the count is 1-2. Cavadas, sorry. Fedko standing on deck. So lefty on righty here. Nico Cavadas looking to extend his game hitting streak. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. That'll miss down in the dirt and actually off the foot of Nico Cavadas. So another man hit by a pitch. That is number 3 here in this one.
Yep, glanced off the front of his foot on that right foot. So once again, a leadoff man for the Mariners. We'll see if Fedko, who actually led off the second inning, can keep things going offensively for the M's.
Fedko led it off with a base hit back in the second, and then Ludwig, who stands on deck now, had the double. So we'll see if the offense can stay hot out here. Different pitcher, though, as these guys will be facing off against Adam Jeanette for the first time. First pitch, fastball is in there, up and away, or up and in, I should say, for a strike. Brady Corrigan able to go through the order one time and one time only. And then his outing was over. Jeanette going through it for the first time. 0-1 pitch, fouled away. So it's an 0-2 here for Christian Fedko.
And we talk about how hard it is to grip the ball as a pitcher, but you also have to think about it in the field. If a slow roller in the infield, someone has to go and barehand that ball, that's going to be a really tough play to make. It already is when you're going at that speed trying to throw out a runner breaking down the line, but it's going to make it about 5 times harder when it's wet and slippery.
Here comes the 0-2. That'll just miss on the outer half. Yeah, definitely tough all around. And for a league that typically doesn't have a whole ton of rainouts, this has been a very slow start to the season. Heard that just a season ago, only 2 games, I believe, called for rain. So far, we're averaging about 2 a day. So this one is fouled away back to the screen by Christian Fedko.
Hopefully July has more sun ahead.
It can't have less sun, I'll tell you that.
That'd be very impressive, especially in the summer months.
So Jeanette, ready here with the 1-2 pitch. Still working out of the stretch with a runner on first and Nico Cavadas and nobody out. Mariners up to bat here in their half of the third. And the 1-2 pitch. That'll miss down in the dirt and get back to the screen. Cavadas is going to take second. He will round it, think about it, and step back in safely. So a pass ball here, and for the third inning here, it'll be a runner in scoring position with nobody out for the Mariners.
Yeah, the quality of defense really being tested with these conditions. And no matter what position you're playing, it's exponentially harder when you're playing it getting pelted with raindrops.
Fedko 1 for 1 on the day, looking to make it 2 for 2. Hitting .348 this season, 3 RBIs already. He'll foul it away, and the count will stay at deuces even.
Yeah, he took that pitch back in the second inning to right field, but in this at-bat, it seems like he's been out in front of pretty much everything, so maybe Jeanette noticed that and is adjusting by giving him off speed to try to get him to roll over on one to the third base side.
Yeah, and trying to blow a fastball by a guy like Christian Fedko, not the best idea in the world. We've already seen him take several of those back up the middle. It's kind of been his sweet spot hitting-wise. So we'll see what Jeanette does offer here. It's still 2-2 count. Runner on second, nobody out for the Mariners. Fedko stands in, here's the pitch, and that's going to just about hit Fedko in the back. That would have been the 4th hit by pitch of the day.
Yeah, and the third one for the YD Red Sox.
So it's a full count here. Joey Weimer got beamed back in the second. Cavadas got beamed in the third. And on the other side of the order, Noah Campbell got hit on the first pitch of the game. Here's the payoff, and that one's going to be taken off the leg of Jeanette, but right into the waiting hands of Swift, who throws on the first in time. So it's the old 1-6-3. And a heads-up play there by Drew Swift to take it off his pitcher's leg and throw to first.
Yeah, and he really had to charge that ball because he was already moving towards his left and had to bolt towards his right to throw it back across the diamond. And now we actually have the umpires conferencing right in front of the pitcher's mound. We'll see if they might be discussing the weather conditions. And that, yep, I think they're going to take him off the field here.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. That seems to be the signal. Is, I mean, knowing that the rain is going to persist, it doesn't do a whole lot of good to postpone this. The rain's not going to let up. We will wait for the official call from up top, but in the meantime, we'll take a break and we'll come back with an official ruling on the game in just a few minutes. You're listening to Harwich Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Radio Network.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Actually, we'll keep it right here. It looks like the game will be called as coaches coming out and shaking hands. So this one will not be official. We'll pick it up again at a later date. Please keep it locked to the Harwich Mariners Twitter page for more information on that. This game will be postponed to another date, and as will the second part of the doubleheader that was scheduled for right after this one. So, I'd like to say thank you for tuning in. This game not official through 2 full innings. The Mariners led it 3-1, but we will have to pick this one up another time. See you guys next time on the Harwich Mariners.